Hi, it's Mr. H, and today we'll work on line 6 of the level 6 rhythms. First I'll demonstrate. Ready, go. Ta, 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 ta. Ta, 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 ta. If you're able to get that, that's great. Go ahead and try it yourself. Play it on one note also on your instrument. If you didn't quite get it, keep watching this video and we'll go over it one measure at a time. Before we go ahead one measure at a time, though, let's try it one more time slower and see how it goes. Ready, go. Ta, 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 ta. Ta, 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 ta. Okay, it can be helpful to practice these lines slow and fast because they feel a little bit differently depending on what speed you go. Once again, if you got it, that's fine. Go ahead and do it yourself, and if not, we're going to do one measure at a time. Let's start with the first measure. And we'll start off by just identifying the beats. So the down beat here, there's 4 beats in a measure. Down, down. Okay, and if you remember, we always are looking at these in terms of seeing the beat, seeing one beat at a time. So the quarter rests are a beat, then the 8th notes make up a beat. Okay, like that. You'll notice if you look at the second part of the measure, we have the same rhythm twice. So, ta, ta. And we should put in our upbeats as well. So the quarter the quarter rest has both a down and an up. It's equal to 2 8th notes. And then we have an 8th rest. That 8th note will be on the upbeat. And since it's the same rhythm, that note will be on the upbeat. Let's try it. Ta, ta. And if you're still not sure, remember that it's 2 rests for, we're thinking 2 8th rest for the quarter rests. And that's going to help us to keep a steady beat for the entire measure and the entire line. Okay, one more time. Ready, go. Ta, ta. And if you'd like to try it a little faster, we'll do it one more time faster. When we do it at this speed, it's easier to feel the beats, I think. Ready, go. Ta, ta. All right, practice that on your own, and when you're ready, let's move on to the second measure. Here's measure 2. Once again, starting with identifying our down and ups. So the first note or rest on any measure is always a down, and then an up. And since these are 8th notes, each one is equal to either a down or an up. The quarter note has 2 8th notes in it, and so does the last quarter note, of course, have 2 8th notes in it. Okay, and if we look at the beats, just identify what each beat looks like. Here's our 4 beats. The first two beats are exactly the same, so it's an eighth note followed by an eighth rest, ta, ta, and if we keep a steadier beat, it would be ta, 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 ta. Always remembering that a quarter note now has two eighth notes in it, so it'll feel like it has two beats in it, but it's really one downbeat and one upbeat. Let's try this slowly with the metronome. Ready, go. Ta, 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 ta. And we can also try it faster. Ready, go. Ta, 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 ta. And the slow version makes it easier for us to understand the eighth notes, and I think the faster version makes it easier to understand the quarter notes. Before we move on, I'd like to put the first measure back in and just point out one problem. So in measure 1, we're resting on the downs and playing on the ups. And in measure 2, we're playing on the down and resting on the ups. So this is a little tricky, and we have to be sure as we go from this measure to this measure, there's no pause at the bar line. We play straight through it. Let's just look at it, at just this part of it from here. We'll start on the rest. Ready, go. Ta, 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 If you find that you're having trouble with this line of music, you might want to give more time to this problem. Okay? And if you have this all figured out, if you can do the first two measures, which we should probably do right now, let's go ahead and just try and put these first two measures together. Starting here. Ready, go. Ta, 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 ta. And one more time faster. Ready, go. Ta, 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 ta. And go ahead and pause the video if you need to just practice those two measures. Make sure you understand them. We'll move on to the third measure. The third measure has a dotted quarter note in it. By now this should be review for you. We are hopefully becoming more comfortable with dotted quarter notes. Remembering a dotted quarter note is equal to 3 eighth notes. So we'll have a down, an up, and a down. Those are the 3 eighth notes. Noticing that there's 2 downs, that's very important. And the final eighth note of that pattern is on an up. And then we have a down for the first eighth note, up for the second eighth note, down for the rest, and up for the rest. Or I'm sorry, for the note. So if we try this slowly, ta, 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 ta. One more thing we'd like to do is identify the beats here, just the grouping. Ultimately, we would like you to be able to visualize this yourself. This would be one way to look at it. If you recall, we talk about these dotted quarter eighth notes in terms of being 2 beats, a 2-beat pattern. And this is why. This downbeat really isn't the rest. There's no pause, there's nothing here. It's really this dot comes in on this downbeat. So the way I've drawn it with these red blocks isn't 100% correct, but I'm putting it there to, again, just help you visualize a little bit. Really, this dotted quarter eighth note is a 2-beat pattern. So let's go ahead and show it this way, which is sort of correct also. Once again, there's two downs in here. Let's try this rhythm slowly with the metronome. Ready, go. Ta, 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 ta. And one more time faster. Ready, go. Ta, 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 ta. And I'd like to just do it once, one other way where we're thinking primarily about the downs and we're placing this eighth note after the downbeat. So we're always thinking these beats, but there's a couple different ways to make this dotted quarter note rhythm work. And we'll just try it one more time and see if this helps a little bit. And put the metronome back on, but we'll be thinking mostly quarter notes here. In fact, let me change the beat. So we're just going to click quarter notes. It's just clicking on the downs. Okay, ready, go. Ta, 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 ta. Let's try it one more time that way. Ready, go. Ta, 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 ta. Either way, you'll probably have to work on this measure a little bit extra. Whatever version works best for you is fine. It would be great if you were able to perform this a couple different ways. It feels a little bit different if you go slow or fast. Let's go ahead to the fourth measure. And this one is also a little tricky. Because it involves dotted quarter notes, we're thinking of a two-note pattern, a two-beat pattern. If we think of it just in terms of downs and ups, if just start with that. We have a downbeat for the eighth rest, then the dotted quarter note starts on an up. And remember, there's 3 eighth notes in a dotted quarter note. So it'll be like that. And if you look closely, you'll notice that it's the same rhythm twice. When you're performing this rhythm, I think it can be helpful to just remember that the rest is on the down and the dotted quarter note is on an up. And then we rest on that downbeat. Let's try that. Ready, go. Ta, ta. And if we go slower, that allows us to think of all the eighth notes carefully. Ready, go. Ta, ta. And just to fully explain this, remembering that our dotted quarter note rhythm is really a two-beat rhythm. So those rhythms go together. Those are repeated rhythms. Okay, one more time. Ready and go. Ta, ta. Okay, we're going to go back and try to do this entire line one more time. And if it's would be more helpful for you to just keep practicing individual rhythms, make sure you understand those first. Make sure you can do it correctly, slow or fast. It doesn't matter with this too much, but if you're having trouble going fast, usually it's helpful to slow down. And if you're having trouble going slow, maybe speed this one up a little bit. It might help you feel the beats a little bit better. Okay, here we go slowly first. Ready and go. Ta, 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 ta. And maybe you noticed that the quarter notes are going to seem long, the dotted quarter notes are going to seem long, especially in comparison to all these eighth notes and eighth note rests. So just make sure your quarter notes are twice as long as the eighth notes, and that there's 3 eighth notes in a dotted quarter note. We'll give it one more try fast. Ready, go. Ta, 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 ta. Ta, 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 ta. Okay, how'd you do? If you got it, terrific. Make sure you play it on one note also. And if you're still having trouble with it, don't worry. Just come back to it tomorrow. It can take multiple practice sessions to figure out a difficult line of music like this. Good job, and we'll see you next time.